Riverdale Sundays deals with disturbing and problematic topics. We provided a list of content warnings in the episode description. Hello and welcome to Dead Ends. I'm Emily.
I'm Brenton.
And we have 2 episodes of Riverdale for you. And this is where the plot gets weirder. You're going to hear that a lot while we do this show. The plot's going to keep getting weirder.
Oh, we get some real good Gryphons and Gargoyles this week.
It's like heffalumps and woozles.
A little bit.
That's what it feels more like than like Dungeons and Dragons.
Yeah.
I don't know. I've never played Dungeons and Dragons, but I just don't feel like people are drinking poison.
Well, yeah, and to follow up
A
on...
lot of people play it, so I just feel like that's maybe not the move.
No, and to follow up on what you said last week, it's like, I'd feel really offended.
Yeah. Like if I like enjoyed playing, I mean, like I'm not saying I wouldn't enjoy playing, but like if I played a game like that, or if they talked about something that I did, I mean, I'm a woman. They talk about things I do all the time and it offends me. So not on this show, just in general.
Yeah, there's this weird mixing pot of like kids endangering themselves by like getting too into something.
Like
and,
a nerd game.
Yeah, but like, you know, it's like mixing in like satanic panic and but then also like modern worries around like TikTok trends and things of like kids endangering themselves.
But this is pre-TikTok.
Yeah, right. Internet trends.
Yeah.
You know, whatever it was at the time of like, you know, kids are eating Tide Pods.
Never forget.
Yeah, like weird panic around kids. And also it's like, but we need it to like escape from reality. I guess that's actually my biggest problem with Gryphons and Gargoyles. It's like, I don't understand why everybody across the school is like suddenly all in, and it endears them all to like have this feverish devotion.
That's what I wrote down too, was something like along the lines of like, what is the motivation for playing this, and like what makes it so highly addictive? I think it'd be interesting. I mean, it's the show that it's a CW show, so they're not going to show us. But like, if they showed what made it so like highly addicting, it would be interesting because like it's like playing like a gambling game, like anything like that. Like there's a certain amount of like human nature that is like one more try, and like there was a way to do that. That they could have used.
Yeah. And I don't know if we're still at the point where you could even do like video games and things. It's like, yeah, they're money extraction machines from these kids. But to put it as like it's replacing the real world to them.
It's a form of escapism. Well, that's true though. People use lots of things to like as escapism. It's maladaptive daydreaming to like the next level.
Yeah, because it's not. Yeah, they said they get indulge it because it's escapism, but then they also have like Jughead at the end being like, then I can meet the king, like looking strung out and like.
Well, but he's playing to solve the mystery.
But the end of the episode makes it like is playing with like, is he gone? Madness?
Yeah, exactly.
And you're also like thinking of, and that's why the parents are worried about it because like supposedly, you know, it's like it brought out the worst things in them and all sorts of other weird stuff.
But did it? Because it seems like they had mostly a good time.
Well, until they took like PCP or whatever it was.
Until Hiram Lodge ruined it.
With Fizzle Rocks. I like that it's all candy names. It's really funny.
Yes, we only do candy drugs.
Yeah. Well, I mean, should we get right into it? We'll talk about the cast this week. Not too big. Just a couple people to shout out this week. First of all, being the young man on the right there, Michael Consuelos, who's playing his father's character as a teen. So
they do this, I think, a couple of times throughout the show. And I always know it's him because he sounds so much like his dad.
He really does.
He can do the voice really well, which would make sense. Like, couldn't you probably like impersonate your parent pretty well? Like, especially if you were like going into acting.
Totally.
Like, wasn't that the first person you tried to like make fun of?
Like, to obviously just like shadow them here. And then exactly. You just bring out all your memories. So he doesn't have like too much on his CV. But I did want to note that he was in the Summer Breeze podcast, which was a series starring Kelly Ripa with Mark Consuelos in a supporting role.
Much like how they have their show now, where their morning show or whatever, where Kelly, they are both on there now.
Kelly, I don't remember what it's called now.
Yeah. But
Yeah, she's been doing that for forever.
Yeah, well, Regis and Kelly.
Yeah, I remember when she replaced Kathy Lee. That's how old I am.
Back in my day.
Regis Philbin passed away, right?
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah, I remember. Okay. I was just like, oh, I forgot about that.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure.
I think so. Yeah, we can double check it a second.
Yeah, we'll spot check that.
We'll just go on to our second cast member for this week. So Anthony Michael Hall playing Principal Featherhead. Hey, so they're redoing the Breakfast Club. So we might as well bring in someone from the Breakfast Club, even though we have someone already from the Breakfast Club. But we did hire her to do this role. We didn't bring in Molly Ringwald. No. I thought it was like, okay, I guess we'll bring it in Michael Hall for this.
Regis passed away in 2020.
Okay, there you go. So Anthony Michael Hall, for those who don't know, one of the Brat Pack, was in a ton of John Hughes films, 16 Candles, The Breakfast Club, Weird Science, where when he was younger was playing the weird nerd. Vacation as Rusty, I think, is the son. I didn't write down the character name. But as he got older, tried to stop being like typecast that way. And he, as you can see, kind of like filled out, got bigger. He's the bully in Edward Scissorhands, which I was, yeah. Edward Scissorhands. I need to watch that movie again. I remember loving that movie, and I don't like Tim Burton movies. But Edward Scissorhands is great.
We watched that, didn't we?
Mm-mm.
Oh, no.
We haven't watched it
together. Have I seen it? I feel like I've seen it. I've seen parts of it. I just seen enough of it through pop culture that I feel like I've seen it? You know what I mean?
Maybe we'll watch that this weekend.
Maybe.
That's a great movie. It's it's funny. It's like super funny because it's just like making fun of like 50s Americana and pop culture in white suburbia. And so he's Winona Ryder's evil boyfriend.
Vibes.
And was also for a while the lead role in The Dead Zone. But also for us behind the camera here, or in front of the camera here,
is who's behind the camera
for our production crew.
It's a blank wall.
That's right. He was in Community in the season 1 Christmas episode where he's the bully that's going to punch Jeff's face.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah. The one thing that started me on Wikipedia, it's like, crap. It was on a podcast in 2020 saying that he's like, Donald Trump did such a good job for America. So,
ew.
Rip. I used to be so excited when I'd see Anthony Michael Hall, like, oh, him. Well,
boo
womp
him.
womp. But that's our cast.
Don't trust a white man.
No, absolutely not.
Never.
Mm-mm. But yeah, that's our cast for this week.
Nice.
Yeah, just a couple quick ones.
Love it.
Yeah. And we can jump into our episode.
All right.
Chapter 38, As Above, So Below. This is a popular modern paraphrase that is often used, as you pointed out, like spiritual, kind of witchy communities. But it's taken from, this is me like way out of my depth here. Okay. So if you want to learn more, please, by all means, go follow up on this. But it's taken from what's called the Emerald Tablet, which is a Hermetic text, which first appeared in an Arabic source from the late 8th or early 9th century. I didn't write. Oh no, I must have missed it on my notes. Of like Hermetic texts were from a known often attributed to this known like philosopher and things that has like of guiding like ways of thinking of material and like spiritual realities. Okay. So there's like multiple things attributed to him. I think whether or not they are actually from him are up for debate. Because like we said, this is from 8th or 9th century. So they're old.
So did someone like just attribute? It's kind of like how we have like misattributed quotes online all the time.
Right. Yeah. So in this, As Above, So Below is actually like the rough translation from several existing Latin translations. Is like that which is above is like that to which is below, and that which is below is like that to which is above. Mm-hmm. So yeah, there you go. You know. Go look up more of that and everything. But I'm like, I can't do this justice without like doing a really deep dive into this. Mm-hmm. All right. So Archie is locked in solitary confinement, and he tells the warden no to his offer. Alice and FP are in bed together. What? Huh? Out under our noses, they've been canoodling. And then their post-coital talk is talking about how their kids are potentially uncovering Gryphons and Gargoyles. Hats off to the creators of the show to be like, yeah, okay, you're after like a lovely moment together, and you're going to be worrying about your kids getting into dangerous role-playing games. Jughead and Betty are also in bed together.
Well, I mean, they're mirroring each other. It's like an intentional, worrying about Gryphons and
Gargoyles and parents and kids. And then they're in the bunker because they're trying to get away from their parents because their parents have been watching them like hawks. Still a little weird. Not.
Betty does acknowledge this is a little weird too.
Mm-hmm. Betty gives Jughead an idea, and he figures out that they don't have the rule book for the game, and so they'll need the rule book to really understand it. Fred visits the warden and wants to see Archie. The warden says that Archie's visitation privileges have been revoked, and apparently Archie has been essentially in solitary for 3 weeks. Fred promises legal action. Veronica is losing money over Pops, and she tells Betty the speakeasy underneath is ready, but wanted to wait for Archie to be around to see the opening. Betty says Archie wants you to focus on yourself and live your life. Bughead see Ethel and Evelyn talking, and Betty worries the game is connected to the farm. Apparently, the Evernevers moved to Riverdale over summer. Josie and Kevin go into the speakeasy, and Reggie is the doorman and welcomes them in. I am here for the Reggie sidekick era to Veronica's schemes.
Yes, it's one of my favorite things. So this, and then the Hiram Veronica drama, the back and forth, is one of the things I enjoy the most about most of Veronica's plot lines.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely.
I think she should always be in charge.
That's right.
And I think that it's important for her to be bossing around men.
Absolutely. Yeah, so moving Reggie into the muscle territory is great.
Yeah, and he's so much less annoying.
Yes.
It's like they figured out what to do with the character.
Yeah, because he's kind of just off to the side in the second season.
They
give him some.
He's not season 1 Reggie.
No, and he's no offense, season 1 Reggie, but he's a little better in season 2.
Yeah.
And Veronica welcomes in the speakeasy is called Le Bon Nuit. Veronica wants Josie to be her singer and for Kevin to be the MC. The phone rings, and it's from Pop upstairs, and turns out Penny is at Pop's, and she offers Veronica protection, quote-unquote, and threatens something bad will happen to the speakeasy if she doesn't pay up. Protection racket. That happens a lot through this episode. Archie gets a bag put over his head by the warden and an officer, and he gets brought to an underground fighting ring in an empty pool. The warden apparently pulled in Joaquin to do the fighting, and Joaquin is losing terribly. And the warden says, when you turn me down, I had to turn to someone else. But if you say you'll fight, I'll stop this. And Archie says he'll fight. Archie gets brought to a yard with other fighters and meets a boy named Baby Teeth, who offers him advice and the lay of the land.
What do you think it's like to come up with character names on Riverdale?
It's really good.
Sweet Pea, Baby Teeth.
Mad Dog. Archie asks about Mad Dog, and Baby Teeth tells him to not ask any questions, or better to not ask questions. Bughead visits Ethel. She was apparently having seizures multiple times a day, and Ethel doesn't remember anything before her seizures. Evelyn visited her at the hospital, and they became friends. Evelyn is also starting a chapter of The Farm at Riverdale High. Jughead asks about ascending to the kingdom and asks for a rulebook, and Ethel calls it scripture. Again, religious, cultish stuff. Jughead says he wants to see the scripture and be worthy of it. She tells him to see her in Dilton's bunker. And it's like, sorry, Betty, you won't be worthy no matter how hard you try. And Betty's like,
you're like, why?
It's rude as shit. And Betty's like, I'm not going to argue with the person caught up in a cult. Shirtless Reggie unloads deliveries at Le Bon Nuit. Veronica opens the box to a shit ton of jingle jangle. The phone then rings and they find out that Sheriff Minetta's upstairs. Veronica goes to stall and tells Reggie to get rid of all the jingle jangle. Sheriff Minetta says he's here for an inspection. Veronica leads him downstairs. And we come down to see that Reggie has put his shirt back on and is polishing glasses. Never say he's following food safety guidelines and everything. Minetta says he's collecting donations, quote unquote, and says he'll come to collect after the big event, and also doesn't find the jingle jangle. I don't know how thought Reggie got rid of it, but good job, Reggie.
Yeah, I don't remember. Does this come back around? It's got to, right?
I don't think so. Maybe. And then Veronica says her dad is trying to bait a confrontation with her, and she plans to get ready for Hiram. Betty goes to the farm after school, and Evelyn asks what she's doing there. To the farm club after school. So it's at Riverdale High, and Evelyn asks what she's doing there. Apparently, Betty is the only attendee. Evelyn wants Ethel off her medication and is trying to help her with her dad's teachings. Who's your dad, RFK Jr.? And Betty says she's having seizures and asks for her dad's help. Thank you. That's my time. That's my stand-up.
But knowing who the dad is, which if you haven't seen this and you don't know, like, hold on for the reveal of Edgar Evernever.
Yeah.
Edgar? Yeah.
Yeah, Edgar. Mm-hmm.
Edgar Evernever is it's gonna feel good.
Oh, it's good.
It's gonna feel good. You're gonna be like, they really?
Mm-hmm.
This person agreed.
It's so good.
And then it also kind of makes sense when you really think about it.
Archie gets woken up by a guard grabbing his throat and tells him to be quiet or he's about to be in solitary. He gets brought back to the ring and knocks a guy out in 2 punches. This is Archie. Archie gets lunch from Pops for winning, and he brings the food to the boys in the yard. Baby T asks what the warden said about him ending the fight so quickly, and Archie is concerned and confused about this. Sorry, it's because he literally brought milkshakes to the boys out in the yard.
They're like...
Exactly. All right. Giggles out of the way. Veronica goes to look for Jughead at the Serpents, where Tony and Cheryl are having a photo shoot. Tony and Cheryl just being in the background, just like having the best relationship and the best life together is so good.
It's
They're just
one of
in the
my
background
favorite
doing
things.
stuff.
It's like, what if we didn't have miserable gay characters?
Uh-huh.
What if the gay girlies got to be happy?
Yeah, it's like even when Cheryl's like sad, like Tony's there like supporting her, and then they're just having like a photo shoot here, and they're like always doing stuff together and like all over each other. It's great. Then Veronica is looking for Jughead's help against the Ghoulies and Hiram. Tony says the Ghoulies set up in the basement of the White Worm and they turned it into a Jingle Jangle lab, and they're like, I know what this means. Let's put on our black thieving outfits. And they take pictures of the Jingle Jangle lab to use for blackmail.
Because Hiram owns the
White Worm, yeah. Jughead arrives at the bunker and finds Ethel dressed as Queen Etheline with candles lit everywhere. Ethel says she was supposed to ascend with Ben, but he betrayed her and finished the game with Dilton. Doesn't feel so good, does it?
Typical men.
Mm-hmm. Betty comes home and finds the farm women all gathered in their living room. Her family tells her she has to go through the levels before she can meet Edgar. Betty has to give testimony to the group, and Evelyn says Alice has told... and testimony is essentially, you just tell your secrets to everybody. And then Evelyn says Alice has told them all about the murder cover-up, your webcamming, and just like everything that she's ever done.
The dead guy under your floorboard.
And then Alice is like, we know all of each other's secrets. And then Betty starts to accuse the farm for bringing the G&G to Riverdale. Evelyn says they originally heard about it from Alice. And then Betty's like, excuse me? My mom has been talking about Gryphons and Gargoyles? And then Alice tries to pretend not. And Evelyn's like, we're here to talk about you, Betty, not your mother's. And then Betty freaks out and the camera turns into a Dutch angle and runs away. Jughead and Ethel play Gryphons and Gargoyles. Ethel presents 2 chalices to Jughead and says he has to drink from one of the 2 cups. Jughead is freaked out, but in order to proceed, he has to flip a coin to see which cup he gets. He confirms that he'll get the scripture from her if he does this, and she's like, yes. He gets the Griffin cup, and it turns out after he drinks it that it's not poison, and he's okay. And Ethel's like, well, you got to kiss me for the book first. I know you want to kiss me. And then Jughead's like, oh, God, fine. And then kisses her and gets the book and then starts reading. And then while his back is turned, Ethel's like, time to down the poison. And he's like, Jesus Christ. Jughead is then at the hospital with Ethel. And she wakes up because apparently she got the antidote in time. Jughead says she has to tell her parents about the game and that the game is over. Ethel says she won't, and she told the Gargoyle King all about him and thanks Jughead for helping her finish her game. Okay. Veronica tells her dad she's not paying protection money. He says, don't make enemies of people trying to help you. Veronica presents the drug lab photos and threatens to go to the FBI and wants $10,000 from him each month for his silence, or her silence. The warden meets with Archie. I mean, that's, it's a pretty good salary. Mm-hmm. The warden meets with Archie. He tells...
Was it $10,000 a month or a week?
I put a month, but it could be a week.
I can't remember.
Yeah, I could have had it wrong. Hopefully a week. That'd be nice. He tells the warden meets with Archie, and he tells Archie to savor the fight and make it last 5 to 6 rounds. And this next guy is going to be a pushover. Archie then has a vision of his dad a vision of talking to his dad in his cell alone. And he's like, I thought being in prison would help me atone, but the warden is making me into like such a worse person. And Fred tells him there's other ways of putting on a show, son. And then, he's like, you just got to figure that out. Alice talks to Betty and says she has to, you were just trying to get to Edgar, weren't you? And Betty tries to reason with her and asks about Gryphons and Gargoyles, and is like, you're not telling me, you're like telling them all about this, but you won't tell your own daughter. And Alice is like, well, I trust them, not you. Mm-hmm. It's La Bonne Nuit opening night. We get Cheryl making a Snapchat of Veronica. It's like this weird thing where we get this like whole, I don't know what it's trying to do here. It's like, we see the phone. We see her adding little stickers and things.
Because she asked them to promote.
Oh, but I meant like why we're doing this in the show. Like why, instead of just being like, okay, I'll get it up on Snapchat or whatever like the fake one is, it's like that we show her doing this. Reggie tells Veronica there's a problem upstairs and it's Hiram. He apparently brought her giant portrait of her from his office, and she invites him downstairs and quietly tells Reggie to keep an eye on him. Josie performs, and we get an intercut with Archie's fight, and Archie tells the other guy to come at him and hit him, and Archie takes a severe beating and then eventually knocks the guy out in one punch, and the warden calls him a star. You're gonna be a star. Back at Archie's cell, he finds a bunch of items, including a TV, and the guard says they're Mad Dog's hand-me-downs. The warden gives Archie a bottle of alcohol, and the warden says he has quite a future here and walks away. Archie looks at the bottle, and it's Lodge rum. Archie then throws it at his cell door and tears apart his cell. Archie looks at the copy of the Count of Monte Cristo from Mad Dog and opens it to find like a small hammer.
Or like chisel?
He calls it later a... Oh, no, did I write it? A rock hammer. When he's talking to the boys. But for people who haven't read the Count of Monte Cristo, it's about someone being put away for a murder they didn't commit and then breaking out. And a murder they didn't commit, and then I think, a murder they didn't commit, and then gets revenge on all the people that set him up by escaping from the prison. Bughead come back to the trailer. FP found the rulebook, and Alice is there too, and they say the game is pure evil, and FP goes to destroy the rulebook. Jughead says, don't burn it, that's our only chance to figure out what happened to Dilton and Ben. And Alice is like, burn it, FP, and then FP burns it. Hiram visits Veronica in her room and congratulates her, and Veronica says, showing up with my portrait means you cleared out your drug lab already, and he's like, what drug lab? Archie gets brought to the yard and tells everyone about the rock hammer in the book he found and tells them they're going to escape. Bughead are back at the bunker, and they worry that it's all over. And then we see Ethel tell a figure in the hospital that she did their bidding. Jughead the next day at school finds that everybody received a printed copy of the G&G manual, and Jughead says by next week, everybody will be playing. The end.
Dun dun. Okay. So my thoughts on this episode, like my number one thing I thought about is like there's a feeling of inevitability that's like the undercurrent. Like it is inevitable for Archie that he will have to fight, because at the beginning he's trying not to have to fight. He's like, I'm not going to do it. He's obviously sits there for 3 weeks and refuses, but he has to. And it's also this inevitability of like, I'm never getting out of here. Like I'm trapped. Mm-hmm. Like it's that I'm trapped, I'm stuck, I'm cornered. And what's interesting is I think from all of the characters, except for the parents, I'll get to that in a minute, that have that feeling, it ends up turning for them. At least they feel more empowered by the end of the episode. It doesn't necessarily mean the circumstances change, but their mentality around it changes.
Right.
Like Archie's like, we're going to fight. And then like for Veronica with her dad, it's like her dad's always going to ruin everything she does. Her dad's going to try to ruin everything she does. Like she doesn't get to be successful. But like at the same time, you can tell he's like proud of her in a weird way. Like he likes one, like having someone to fight with is fun for him. Mm-hmm. And she's a worthy opponent, it seems like.
Right.
And so she's playing a game and he's playing it back. And we don't know because we don't know Hiram's inner world. Mm-hmm. But it seems like he's enjoying himself.
Totally. Yeah, the smile that he has at the end, and also that from all the little games, you can really, you can tell that he's like having a good time.
And he brings her the painting of her. It's like he's intentionally trying to hit, and she's like not letting it show. Like she's like, oh, whatever.
Right.
Take down the portrait of me. Mm-hmm. Now, would I be worried that there's something weird with that portrait? Yes, I would not want anything Hiram brought me in my space.
No, absolutely not.
I don't trust
you
that.
Get rid of that.
Yeah.
What if he bugged it or something? No. Get that out of here.
Exactly. So there's that inevitability for Veronica with her dad. And then also like for the parents with trying to stop Gryphons and Gargoyles, it's like inevitable that these kids are going to want to play this game because it's addicting and it's fun. And they can burn it, they can do whatever, and the kids are still going to want to play. Like you can't fight it.
And that it comes back.
I think at the same time too, also with like Betty and Jughead trying to like save Ethel from like she needs to be deprogrammed basically, and it's like it's inevitable she's gonna play. She's part of this game. She's doing something, you know, like she's not quitting. You can't stop her. And the same with the farm. It's inevitable for like Betty can't fight it off.
Right, exactly. It's seeping into the town and it's like here to stay. It's gonna like take more and more people. Exactly.
This is Archie's most interesting plot to me. Because I think what this does really well is it puts a character like Archie. I know it's a ridiculous circumstance, but it puts a character like Archie in a situation that actually challenges his morals in a way that is not, I'm the hero. And I think that's way more interesting than like, I've got to be the superhero. Don't get me wrong. I know we love the red circle. But I think as like a larger plot, to put him in this scenario is more interesting because it's like, what do you do when you're like, you have no good option? There is no option to be good here. And what is your motivation? And like, how do you decide what the most like ethical good thing to do is when all of your options are bad? And they show his little conversation with his dad as a way to kind of like address that. And then he sees his dad as this pinnacle of like the best person in the world. And from what we see in the show, Fred Andrews really is probably the best person in that town.
Oh, but by a country mile.
And even in the next episode, like we kind of see, I think, why Fred is so like exceptionally obsessed about it, but he's always been. He was like that before. And so I just think that it's a way more interesting plotline for Archie.
Yeah, absolutely.
It's funny too because like usually I don't like when you remove a character from the group. Like I prefer when you have your group together. Like I don't like when couples break up on shows. I don't like.
See our thoughts on season 2.
I don't like when they're constantly separating people. Yeah, like Jughead's stupid. You can't be a serpent. You can't be a serpent. You can, whatever. Like I don't like this shit. But I find this really well done and interesting for what it is. Obviously, we have committed to ridiculousness.
Yeah,
and I think
great.
Watching
it's better for it.
Yeah, I think watching the show with the mentality I have now of like knowing how ridiculous it is and like giving into it is so much more fun.
It's entertaining.
It's so entertaining. No wonder we got like so into this show and like didn't quit when people like they lost a lot of people here, I think, because people were like, this isn't just like this little mystery show. And I'm like, yeah, it's not just this little mystery show anymore. It's like so weird and fun.
Right. Because I mean, Archie's superhuman. Like he's not a hero, but he's like, for all intents and purposes, has the power.
He's Superman.
Yeah, exactly.
Sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off. I got
excited. He's taking people out in a punch.
Yeah.
He has to like throttle it. And remember, I don't know if I pointed it out in season 1 where he gets his ass beat. I'm like, that's the last time Archie ever loses a fight.
Yeah.
He's got the Vin Diesel, not Vin Diesel. I think it's the Vin Diesel Fast and Furious contract where he can't lose a fight. But
exactly.
It's the plot of the prison is all sorts of pulpy in a really fun way because it's terrible, but it's teen fight ring is pretty entertaining to get behind.
And it really villainizes both Hiram and the prison system and correlates the two, and like how men in power are the problem and will utilize their power to hurt and abuse people who are in vulnerable situations.
Yeah.
And it doesn't matter how big or how strong you are or how tough you are or if you're the biggest, baddest like person in the world. When someone has power over you, you have nothing.
Yeah.
And I think it shows that really well. Because like Archie could obviously like beat the shit out of anybody, as we've seen. But like he's still stuck there.
Yeah.
And there's nothing he can do about that. And I just think that's so, I mean, well, he can try to escape, but it's interesting. It makes it more interesting, and it kind of highlights too, like, I think that like victims of abusive, powerful men aren't only little kids or women or like small people, like that these people can hurt anyone they want when they have power, and that you are not protected because you're a white man.
Right. It's playing in a couple things I thought of popping up that, but the hypermasculinity, like, you know, we talked about like shirtlessness and stuff, but like this is like, you know, everybody's muscular and it's they're literally bare knuckle like beating each other up. But they're all being used as the abuse is dehumanizing them. They're animals to be. They're essentially like it's dog fights with boys.
It's a pit bull dog fight, but with boys.
And then the other thing of Hiram, I think that also plays into his like just with Veronica. It's him and Veronica because he's won on the Archie front. Because Archie's like the little twisting of the knife is just to
it's
make
just for
Archie
fun.
Exactly, and Archie's off the table. The like. Right now with the Le Bon Oui, that's him and his daughter. That's bonding.
Yeah. Well, and also getting rid of Archie was bonding. So he's like, well, that part's over. Let's do something else.
Right. Now that he's out of the way, I have your attention all to myself.
I mean, Hiram is such a good narcissist and manipulator, like to show up on her opening night and make it about him. And like, it's so good because like when you've had like a parent or especially like an adult man in your life who, I guess an adult woman too, but like someone with power and authority in your life or like who you thought deserved respect, who behaves in that way. And all of a sudden you're like, oh, this person is like a horrible, yucky person.
Yeah.
And it has to always be about them. And they always want my focus on them. And like giving them the attention is like what feeds them. So you have to like not, but you also like, you want to win.
Right.
And it's
you want to convince them.
You want to win.
Yeah.
It's totally, it's good. And it shows like Veronica's competitive nature too. And I love it.
Yeah. She's like, because it's essentially a challenge. And she goes, oh, okay.
All right. I love it. So then we have the Ethel and Evelyn of it all. So we don't really see them interact besides like when they see them like talk once. But Evelyn obviously preys on the weak, which she has learned from her father. Does Evelyn believe her father's bullshit? Yes, 100%. I think so.
Yeah,
I think
it seems like
Evelyn is so brainwashed. And I think it's really hard to blame a child for that. You know what I mean? She's a teenager. She doesn't know. I mean, God help her, you know?
Yeah, we don't know her background. But the farm seems to have been
her whole life.
At least exist. Exactly. And seems to have existed for a little while.
It seems like the farm just came here now.
Exactly. Because it was out of the because that's where Polly and Jason were originally going to go. So
just like now they've moved closer. And I think Evelyn has watched her father handpick people who need them, which are the weak, or people who are in a vulnerable situation, and turned that into a power of like, let me bring them in, let me fix them. And it's so good to see it done in a, like, she's so sure of herself and convinced that what she's doing is right and of what she's a part of, while also like I don't think she's playing a game.
No. I think she does think that she's part of a righteous cause. She is the missionary going out to be able to convert people, and it's like, but
she's the shepherd and they are her sheep.
Yeah, and to be able to
sheeps.
Yeah, sheeps. And they need the help. They need the help that the farm can give because the farm gives the right help. And it's not that doctors have the right advice either, which I think is a very good point here. Because she goes, we need to get Ethel needs to get off those drugs.
Yeah, we need to get her off that medication.
But the
and
drugs,
you're not taking any, right?
Because the drugs seem to have helped Ethel from not having seizures all day.
Yeah.
So
you know what's cool about modern medication? It works.
Yeah.
That's just the vibe. That's the vibe.
Exactly.
It's playing into too, like obviously it's so much worse now than it was when the show was coming out. But like this anti-vax, this like only holistic medicine, nothing else, no all natural shit. And you're like, bro, sometimes you have cancer and you need chemo.
Exactly.
Like that's just how it is.
Yep.
Or like, I'm sorry, I have allergies. Like, I'm gonna carry the EpiPen. I'm not. What holistic option am I using to stop anaphylaxis? Nope.
Right. Exactly. Yeah. I'm gonna tell the group my secrets, and all of a sudden my anaphylaxis is gonna go away.
Yeah, that's not how that works.
Also, it's such. They're laying it on thick about the cult stuff, where it's like, yeah, you need to reach levels to be able to meet.
It's very Scientology, isn't
Yes.
that the levels thing?
Yeah. And then. Isn't there also something? Dang, I'm going to kick myself for this. I'll have to see if there's another form of, instead of testimony that they say here, that there's like a different term that they use, I think, in Scientology for.
Testimony is very Christian. It's very fundamentalist Christian. It's very,
Right.
This is my testimony. This is my journey. This is what, like why God chose to save me, or whatever.
Yeah.
Or like why I believe so strongly. It's very culty. It's very fundamentalist.
Yes.
It's very it's very anti-vax fundamentalist. Like they really hit that whole, like he was zoomed out. He was seeing the whole board.
As it was. Yeah.
And I was like, oh yeah, it's pretty bad.
Yeah, I think this is seems to be a focus, because it also comes up in a different way in Original Sin season 2, summer school.
I've already forgotten.
Oh, where they have it's the church that
oh yeah,
Kelly, right? Kelly and her mom.
Yeah. Bad News Bears. So let's talk about Princess Etheline. I mean, Princess
That's
Etheline.
Right. Yeah.
Who's the queen? Anyway, I guess whoever's with the Gargoyle King.
Yeah. There's no Gargoyle Queen.
Or is there?
Oh, that's true.
No, there's not. I don't remember.
I don't think so.
Okay. So first and foremost, to the most important question: why is Jughead worthy, but Betty will never be? Is it because Betty is the least gullible member of this town?
Probably, because they're like, well, we can't
gaslight her.
Exactly, and she's yeah. I think it's like one of those things is like, but you're not suggestible. Like you won't go along with this.
But
and I don't think
Jughead will.
I think more readily than Betty would.
Jughead chained himself to a movie theater. No, a building. Oh, no, he worked at the drive-in, but he chained himself to the school.
Yes, the school.
I'm like, you think Jughead is suggestible? The only thing you can't suggest to Jughead is anything.
It also kind of seems like Ethel's. There's some weird things of that she's
romantic.
Into. Exactly. It's like, okay.
I'm just like, we don't have to play that
We're
game.
really going to do that with Ethel?
Yeah, I don't love that.
I hate how much they do.
They really mess with Ethel a lot.
They just make her the weird outcast, but they don't bring her in. They're just like, she's just kind of weird.
Yeah, and they're like, oh, we can feel bad for her, but we're not going to befriend her.
Yeah, the two opinions on Ethel in this show are pity or
ew.
Exactly.
So was Ethel supposed to drink the poison? And was Jughead supposed to save her? Was that the plan?
Yeah, I assume luck of the draw for Ethel getting saved. But because thinking of Ben and Dilton, it's like, well, it seemed like they both took poison. So never mind.
All
throw that out.
Drank from the chalice.
Yeah. But it seems like because she completed and drank from the chalice that she's done.
Mm-hmm.
Whether that's because she died or now she's that she completed the checkbox.
Mm-hmm. So is she still Princess Etheline, or is she going back to being Ethel? What happens?
It seems like she's still
Princess Etheline.
Yeah,
she's still in it.
Mm-hmm. But she's like, I finished my game.
Yeah, so she's just there now.
She's almost like a DM or something. Like someone guiding the game now.
Jughead drinking the fresh aid and taking that 50-50 chance is so fucking wild. You're just like, boy, are you running?
Well, see, this is what I'm
like. Okay, so I know we awarded Archie as the dumbest boy in the world award, 6-time winner, but I'm like, Jughead got jealous. He wanted a trophy too.
I feel like yeah, right.
What is wrong with you?
I think this is maybe, contributing to why Ethel chose Jughead.
Mm-hmm. He's like so willing to find the answers that he would do that.
Mm-hmm. And maybe Betty would just hit her and take the rule book.
Yeah.
I know she had a problem with the Black Hood last time, but this is the G&G is not playing into You Got a Darkness, Betty.
No. It's definitely not playing into that.
Mm-mm.
Yeah, I just thought that was wild. Also, my favorite thing about this episode with the as above, so below, which Penny is the one that says it. But anyway, below, obviously, the speakeasy, but also below in the jail is the pit, which is where Archie's fighting. Mm-hmm. And I just thought that was a fun little parallel between the two. And below, they're in the bunker.
Yes, that's true. Yeah, the bunker.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, good little parallels.
Yeah, I thought that was interesting. Also, Le Bonne Nuit is like a really bad translation to good night. And so I was like, also, is that like below? You know what I mean? Like sunrise, sunset. I didn't know if that was like playing into it too. Yeah. Like if Pops is the sun in the center, then is this like the moon? Or like the darker side?
Right. Ooh, you get your special place at night.
And like, is Veronica like, she's running a legitimate business, but is it almost like bastardizing like what is the heart and soul of the town by putting the speakeasy underneath?
Right.
Or is it not? Is it totally fine? Is it all part of the positive and the heart? Is it the light? You know what I mean? Does it change it?
Mm-hmm. Is it still a community place for people to gather?
Because it's got like a cover and an invite list and a VIP kind of thing.
Yeah, there's people lined up at the door.
Mm-hmm.
Only time will tell.
Well, any other thoughts on this episode?
But yeah, I think that's it. All right, chapter 39, The Midnight Club. Because,
like the Breakfast Club.
It's not a breakfast.
When did you watch the Breakfast Club for the first time, Brenton?
Earlier this year. I could probably find an exact date if I looked at my letterbox.
I don't need like an exact date. I just wanted the people at home to know that you had not seen the Breakfast Club.
No, I've never seen it.
Which is just wild to me.
Yeah. I'd seen, I think, the ending on TV. That was it. It was just like one of those movies. I'm like, I'm sure this will come up eventually. Never did.
I like thoroughly enjoyed that movie when I watched it as like a young person. I mean, I liked it again when I watched it again, but yeah. I feel like I watched it a lot.
Yeah.
I feel like it was one of those I watched a lot,
I saw 16 Candles, didn't see Breakfast Club.
I think I only watched that one once.
Don't watch that movie. It was a bad movie.
And I think I watched Pretty in Pink.
It's like milk.
Like I watched both of them back to back, so I kind of get them mixed up. And then I just have to remember 16 Candles is the really bad one.
Never saw Pretty in Pink.
I think 16 Candles is worse.
Oh, I bet. Okay, money on the table. I don't think Pretty in Pink has a character named Long Duck Dong.
I don't think so either.
No. And I doubt it's not even close to half as rapey. So.
I don't think so.
Yeah.
It's hard to remember.
It's a vile movie.
I remember watching them in summer, like when I was in high school,
Mm-hmm. Yeah, 16 Candles I watched at my friend's house because his dad had just like rows and rows of VHSs that when they had HBO, they record off of.
Oh.
So we had all these movies that are just recorded when on like previous HBO because HBO used to be
just a movie channel.
The home box office network.
Yeah.
So yeah, I thought that was funny.
Mm-hmm.
Anyways, a little bit of background on this. They put, which I think this is funny, that it's not just a take on the Breakfast Club, but fandom is like, this episode title possibly comes from Leslie Charteris and Seton Miller's 1933 American crime drama film of the same name, which is about a gang of London jewel thieves infiltrated by an undercover agent. Sounds fun.
But does that have anything to do with the plot?
No.
Maybe if you like stretch like knowing what's going on with the Gargoyle King, but not really.
I don't think there's no like heists. I guess maybe undercover agents. I don't know. Supposedly, also this episode has an inconsistency with FP's age. He's apparently shown in the 12th episode to be born on January 20th, 1970. But because this episode takes place in 92, that would put him in his early 20s. But then it was previously stated that him and Alice got pregnant when they were 17.
Yeah. So there's been a lot of inconsistencies.
Mm-hmm. All right, let's get into the recap.
Also, if Southside High presumably existed at this point, why are FP and I guess why was Jughead going to Riverdale? I would like,
Right.
Where's the, is it a transfer or like, where's the line? Like, I don't know.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, when did actually Southside High come around?
Or was it always there and were they just like transferred out of it?
Mm-hmm. It kind of seems that way at least.
Mm-hmm.
Especially because as Alice brings up in this, it's like, oh, you don't want people to know you're from the South Side.
Yeah.
All right. So G&G manuals were being confiscated by all the adults in town. Jughead says that kids were using it to escape their lives. Hermione speaks to a class and says that Ben and Dalton died from it and that the game is targeted at teens and it's specifically designed to incite delusion and violence. As mayor, she bans it. She also sets up a hotline to reach out for help that's going to be run by Kevin.
After school.
After school. You don't have like volunteers or adults that could do this? You're going to make the teen do this?
Also, like, is Kevin gonna not play G&G?
I guess not.
But we know Kevin doesn't have great impulse control.
Right.
Like, he was hooking up with strangers in the woods.
Right.
He's a teenager.
Mm-hmm.
He doesn't have good impulse control.
Yeah. When
That's
there
like
was
putting a cookie in front of
serial
your toddler and being like, don't eat it.
Right. He couldn't break his habit when there's when there's a serial killer on the loose.
Yeah. It's very interesting.
Betty gets a call with the blue and gold from Dr. Curl Jr. He looked in the morgue archives and has something that she might find interesting. Also, this is where Veronica and Betty are talking about how they're not going to play G&G, and Veronica's like, oh, that's not going to, like, essentially not going to distract me from being in Fibes 20 under 20.
Yes.
What a nightmare world this would be if we had a 20 under 20.
Mm-hmm. We live in a nightmare world, baby.
We do. Just another point in the nightmare world. Betty accosts her mom and shows her a file from when Alice was a kid, or when Alice was younger, when a kid died from G&G. This is when Alice was Betty's age, and she asks her mom to tell her about G&G, and Alice agrees. And then this entire episode is in flashback, where all the all our younger characters are playing their adult counterparts when they're in high school. So it's the 80s, or so it's not quite the 80s. I mean, it's the 90s. Alice is played by Lily Reinhart. She was a bad girl from the wrong side of the tracks and finds out that she is pregnant. Hermione, Camila Mendez, sees her, and it seems like she's a goody two-shoes. Alice talks about hooking up with FP, but he blew her off. Penelope comes in, played by Madison Pesh, and to bust them and talk shit to Alice, and then Alice hits her and they get in a fight. Oh, also, Josie is playing her mother, Sierra, but oh no, I lost Josie's actor's name. There, Brenton, in the edit to fix my mistake from earlier. So, Ashley Murray is who plays Josie McCoy, and then Teen Sierra. And then later on, you'll hear me stumble over Kevin, and that's played by Casey Cott. And also, I called Madeleine Page Madeleine. So, fun times for me. Also, if I have the opportunity to talk about a few things, I do want to mention, because we don't mention on the episode, how wild it is that Gryphons and Gargoyles is like the linchpin in making everybody who they are in their adult lives. I think that's wild. Also, a complete Alice move to, I don't know what's worse, cheating on Hal or starting a relationship with Hal and then pretending that the baby she's already pregnant with is his. Food for thought. All right. Back to the episode. We'll come back around. The Bulldogs, which is including Marty, which is Reggie's dad, I assume, because it's played by Charles Melton. They egg FP to go streak. FP, played by, oh my God.
Cole Sprouse.
Cole Sprouse, thank you. And then Fred, played by KJ Apa, says he'll go with him, and the two of them run down the hall naked, and they get detention for their troubles. Turns out all of our characters that we were just introduced to got Saturday detention, and we get a very Saved by the Bell opening. Alice introduces us all to the characters, and we get a flashback to Alice and FP hooking up. The principal hands everyone's papers, and they have to write a 1,000-word essay, and he heads off to his office down the hall. Again, very Breakfast Club. Tom, played by Kevin. Oh my God. I should have had this on deck.
You should. It's okay. They know who Kevin is, baby.
Yeah. Sneaks in to hook up with Sierra and then sneaks away. And they're all like, "You're with Tom?" And then Fred wonders why they don't know each other better because they've been to school with each other for forever. Josie says they should all play Secrets and Sins. And Hermione says, talks about like being with Hiram. But again, we need to double check. Like, wasn't Hiram not from Riverdale?
Yeah, I thought Hiram wasn't from Riverdale.
Yeah. And then Fred talks up Riverdale as being great and taking care of his dad, who's sick. Alice takes aim at FP and tells everyone he's from Southside, which shocks everybody. FP says his dad hits him and told him that he didn't want to join he told his dad that he didn't want to join his gang. Penelope says her family are terrible people, and she's not actually a Blossom because she grew up with the Sisters of Quiet Mercy. They adopted her when she was 8, and they immediately groomed her to be Clifford's spouse. Oh, so we're just blowing everybody else's trauma right out of the water, aren't we? New lore on Penelope dropped. Jesus Christ.
It does explain a lot.
Oh, yeah. Mm-hmm. Hermione tries to tell her she needs to leave that house, which makes Penelope angry, so they get in a fight, and they all get 4 more detentions. And they become friends over those detentions, wouldn't you know it? One Sunday afternoon, Hermione breaks into the teacher's drawer to get her items back, and Penelope finds the game for Gryphons and Gargoyles. They all heard terrible rumors about kids playing the game and getting hurt, and Alice says, well, they have to play now. Alice is the sorceress, Hermione is the thief, Sierra the siren, which is funny because it's really more like Josie. Anyway, FP is Deadeye, and Fred is the Radiant Knight, and Penelope being the DM. They really get into it, and Penelope says they should take their game off the board, and they'll run around the school and do stuff, and then she tells FP, Fred, Hermione, and Alice to go find Gem around Thornhill and separates them as...
From Thornhill, in the school.
Yes. And then FP...
She doesn't send them to Thornhill.
Yeah. FP goes off with Hermione, and Fred goes off with Alice. Leaving Penelope alone with Sierra. And then FP and Hermione find a Gargoyle King statue on top of a vending machine and a gem inside. They knock it out, and FP gets close to her, and she punches him in the stomach, and she's like, I'm not into you. Hermione asks about FP and Alice, and FP's like, well, it's just a fling, but he's been thinking more about them. And she's like, you should talk to him, or talk to her. Fred sees Alice is upset and asks her what's wrong, and she's like, I lost... She feels lost outside of the game and these detentions. And Fred's like, yeah, it's nice being for Sir Frederick because I get to escape all the responsibilities, like taking care of my sick dad. And Alice kisses Fred. And then back in the present, Betty's like, you made out with Fred? And Alice is like, we are lonely. We are young and hot.
We're young and hot is so funny. Also, I love the way they dress Alice.
Yes.
It's so good.
Mm-hmm.
Lily Reinhardt's like wardrobe on this is so good, and it fits her so well. Like it's just like it's a really good look. It's fun.
She gets both grunge and then also like the Madonna look in like specific ones. Yeah.
It's very like here's the fishnets under the ripped jeans with the baby tee or like the crop top or the flannel.
Yeah, she's like the bad girl.
She's the bad girl.
Yeah.
It's so funny too, and like it's hilarious. I think. Also, I don't know if you're gonna get to it or if we skipped it already, but when the 4 of them leave, Sierra asks Penelope why she paired them the way she did, and she said like basically she's like I was looking for some trouble. Like I just thought it'd be fun.
I skipped over it. The group called themselves the Midnight Club as they'd sneak back into school at night and play G&G. One night, the group hears a noise, and they find another group playing, which is Hiram. So then, yeah, this is Teen Hiram. Tom and the Dilton Doyley's dad and Marty. They all started playing together, and soon they found invitations in their lockers to ascend to the next level of the game. That night, which they call...
Was Dilton Doyley's dad in the meeting with all the parents?
No. There was no Elder Doyley, I don't think, there.
Is there no Elder Doyley?
Guess we'll find out, maybe?
I don't think it comes up. I was just thinking about it. I was like...
Yeah, like, I don't remember this at all.
Yeah.
That night, they call Ascension Night. Penelope presents them... presents them to the Ascension party. There's a bunch of snacks and beverages and things. And as everybody is... if everyone is successful, they will get to the 3rd level. Hiram gives everybody fizzle rocks, which is new drugs that hit the streets. But Alice didn't take any because she was pregnant with Charles at the time. Penelope and Elder Jilton both thought each other set up the party, but neither did. The Fred heads, which is FP, Fred, Alice, Hermione, Sierra? Right? Isn't it like no, it's
no Sierra.
I think Sierra's in it, but no Alice.
No Alice.
And they perform.
No, Alice is playing keyboard, isn't she? I can't remember. I think only 3 of them are not in the Fred heads.
Yeah, exactly. And they're all just like standing there. It's really funny. They play a cover of Dream Warriors, which I had to look this up because I'm like, this is a song really going like, I'm like, why is this song here? This sounds like it's probably from the Nightmare on Elm Street movie, Dream Warriors, which it is. It was originally performed by metal band Dokken for the 1987 movie.
Love that.
Wait, why are we pulling this in here? Alice goes around the school and notices everybody high out of their minds on fizzle rocks. So if Jingle Jangle is like the Molly, fizzle rock seems like it's like PCP or something. Like people are losing their minds and like going crazy.
Well, and like at one point, Hermione's making out with
Marty, right?
Marty.
Yeah.
Because she's got a hickey on her neck at the end of the episode.
Yes. And then Alice goes to throw up in the bathroom and the power goes out. And then she finds that written in red on the bathroom mirror is "Flip for your fate." And there's 2 chalices on the sink counter. But then she looks around and "Flip for your fate" is written all over the bathroom wall. Flip for your fate. And then she's like, it's time to get out of here. She walks down the hall and comes face to face with the Gargoyle King and is like, oh, gotta get out of here. And she also sees the principal come into the school and is like, and that's when I left. I just went home. Good for her.
It's so funny because like the Alice we know in the show would not have left.
You kidding me? Alice would have totally been, it's like, well, if I'm going to get in trouble, I'm out of here.
I feel like she would have like tried to go get FP.
Oh, right. Okay. Yeah, I could see that. But this is like, Alice is like, I'm just heading home.
Just fuck this. I got enough going on.
Yeah. She tried to call the Midnight Club that night, but didn't reach any of them. The next day, her friends and the principal are in attendance. She's like, oh, but then eventually finds Hermione, and Hermione's like, you didn't hear? Fred's dad died during the party. It's like, oh, God. Mm-hmm. And Fred found him when he got home. Oof. A few days later, the principal was declared missing. The friends gather at Pop's after Fred's dad's funeral. Alice tells him about Principal Featherhead coming into the school, and Penelope's like, we all have to keep quiet about that night. They eventually find the principal's body in the hall closet, where Jughead used to live, with blue lips and symbols carved into the door.
Forgot Jughead lived in the closet.
Mm-hmm. That's where a dead body. That's where someone died, or a body was stored. The Midnight Club all gather, and Alice asks who saw him and asks about the Gargoyle King. Apparently, everybody else is like, we didn't see any Gargoyle King. All the chalices were also empty. So, like, we don't know what you're talking about, Alice. Penelope and Dilton say they didn't, or not Dilton. Penelope and Elder Doyle say they didn't set up the quest, and they're like, we don't know who did it. And Alice is like, whoever did this was trying to kill us. And everybody's like, well, we're just going to burn the manuals and throw everything away and hide it and walk away. And we can never talk about this ever again. Everyone went their separate ways, and we get scenes of them all stepping into their future roles. Betty wonders who poisoned the cups, and Alice tells her the more you think of the game, the more danger you're in. It gives you permission to hurt people. Betty says she can't drop the investigation, and Alice asks her to swear to not play the game. The next day, Betty goes to the trophy case and finds the old Gryphons and Gargoyles chalice. She heads to the bunker and finds Jughead playing with Tony, Fangs, Cheryl, and Sweepy. And he's like, if I do this, I could ascend to the next level and I'll meet him, Betty. The end. The
crazy thing about this is that these kids, the only time shit goes wrong is when they do drugs.
Yeah.
Like, other than that, they're just playing. Yeah. Like, they're breaking and entering, but they're just playing.
That's the thing where she's
and so like, it's just like, she's like, it gives you permission to hurt people. And I was like, girl.
Everybody lost their minds because they did some bad drugs.
Yeah, y'all did fizzle rocks. So you had meth bombs instead of Molly, and you got a little weird.
And that's so funny that it's like the only person you could possibly think of that did anything was Hiram, because you're like, who could possibly set this up? But Hiram's the one who gives them the drugs that makes everybody lose their mind. So unless like Hiram's working with the Gargoyle King or something, it's like, well, who else could it possibly be? Because like, okay, so the Gargoyle King's trying to gather them there to do something or like kill them or something with the chalices, but like, was the Fizzle Rocks just like a happy accident?
Yeah, it's interesting. It's also funny because it's like, you're like, okay, did anyone else not take the Fizzle Rocks?
Right.
Or was it just her that didn't take them?
Everybody else, yeah, we don't really see
anyone else is like really like, we see them like in passing, but we don't see them.
Yeah, everybody's like running around going like, hey, like being little goblins running around the school.
It's like toddler time.
Yes. And they're like laughing and like cackling and like
they're like not doing anything.
No.
So
yeah, they just go goblin mode.
Yeah, they just play. They're just having the sillies.
Yeah.
And then someone dies and gets put in a closet.
Yeah.
I had to look up what happened because I could not remember.
Yeah, I don't remember.
And I forgot. I forgot so much. It's so wild how we, you know what I mean? It's just, it is what it is. Anyway, so G&G feels very religious. Mm-hmm. It's funny because they make the farm feel more culty or like fundamentalist, I guess. And they make this feel more like almost Catholic. Like you've got your chalices and like drink the blood of the gargoyle.
Have your sacraments to rise up in levels, essentially.
Yeah. It's not a one-to-one. Worship, scripture, chalice, worthiness. It's a lot of candles, painting with blood on the walls kind of thing.
But also the funny thing is like that doesn't, also going back to this episode and the parents, there's none of that.
It's only the one night that they have the Fizzle Rocks, and then the Gargoyle King is there, and bad shit happens.
They just had a bad night.
They had one bad night. It's wild. Also, like if you're that addicted to something, there's no way one bad night is gonna stop you.
Yeah, totally.
One bad night is not gonna end the game.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, people would have found like other ways to continue playing. I don't know.
It's interesting. The cast playing their parents is very fun.
They all do such a good job.
They do a really, I feel like it's kind of some of their best acting on the show for some of them.
Yeah.
I'm totally. Like, wow, you actually are like acting.
Yeah, and there's like even for KJ Apa, like
there's a shift.
Yeah, because it's not like the characters as like written are like that different.
No, Fred is not that different. Archie and Fred are not that different.
But he's just like, Fred is just like, he's like almost taking on like the Luke Perry of like, he's just relaxed.
He's a chiller.
Yeah.
He's like, you know what? It is what it is.
Archie's
a little more high strung.
Exactly. And Fred's just like, I don't know why we don't know each other more.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's like, yeah, man. It's very cute.
Yeah. And Lily Reinhardt holding down this episode she's being Alice.
So good. It's so good.
Yeah.
I think it's very fun. And even Cole Sprouse doing the FP versus the Jughead. Like there's a marked difference. And so I was like, oh, okay.
Yeah, where he's like,
you're not just phoning this in.
Not
that I thought he was, but you know what I mean? Like you're like, okay, you put effort into this.
It's like he has like the attitude of the bad boy and like ladies' man, but he's also got like a deep-seated like anger at things. He's doing a good job.
It'd be really easy to play those two the same.
Totally.
Because they have such a similar, except, FP's getting hit by his dad.
Yeah, that's true. And FP has, he's part of the fabric of the high school that, we know Jughead doesn't fit in.
No. But then FP decides he's going to go back to the Serpents. But I always thought FP joined the Serpents because his parents like weren't around or involved. Like the FP backstory gets real muddied on this. But I could have just been making shit up. You know what I mean? Like extrapolating from stuff we're given.
Yeah, but I get you.
I think it's interesting we get this recap from Alice, so we don't honestly know how true it is.
No. Like this could all be made up.
It could all be very made up. It could also be Alice being like, and then I left.
Right, exactly.
It's very interesting. So like it'd be really fun if you got the episode from like a couple other parents' perspectives to kind of like see where the gaps are.
Right. Yeah, and exactly, because I mean we should be taking this with a especially like because they leave such a big gap there. Yeah. So to see like what was happening when Fred was still running around the school.
Exactly. Well, I don't think you could get it from Fred because I think he's the least likely to lie to his kid.
Mhm.
I mean, he still will. He does on occasion.
That's true. Yeah.
But like getting it from FP would be interesting.
Mm-hmm.
Because there's also what do you notice? You can't get it from Penelope because she's a liar.
Yeah, exactly.
You can't get it from Hermione because she's a liar.
Mm-hmm.
Hiram's useless.
Yeah. So I guess it'd have
Sheriff
to
Keller really won't tell anyone. You know what I mean? He's not going to say that he was there.
Right, exactly.
Plausible
Yeah, because
deniability.
Yeah, because they weave in a little thing. It's just like, yeah, they don't like interracial relationship. That's why like her and Sierra's secret.
Yeah. And that they'll wait for each other.
Mm-hmm.
A little Romeo
Oh
and
yeah,
Juliet.
exactly at the end.
Yeah. It makes you like want to root for them. Then you're like, but he didn't have to cheat on his wife.
Exactly.
He could have gotten a divorce first.
Like, see, maybe this was all.
You're just like, why? I will never understand that,
Manufactured.
like, even in television when they, like, rationalize someone cheating. And, like, unless it's, like, an abuse situation or, like, they're scared to leave, like, there's no, and, like, physically scared. Not like,
Yeah.
oh, I'm afraid to leave because I'm changing my life.
Mhm.
I'm like, that's just not, but it's not good television.
Thinking of Masha and Meek, like where she is with Bobby in Twin Peaks, like you understand because Leo was a nightmare person and abuser.
Mm-hmm.
So you're like, yeah, she should get out. And she's also like way younger than him, it seems like. So it's like, of course, she's like probably actually really close to Bobby's age.
Yeah, she's a victim.
Yeah.
It's different.
Mm-hmm. Okay, real quick. I wanted to look at Hiram's backstory. Yeah, so, okay. Yeah, he did grow up in Riverdale. Growing up in which he and his... Oh, okay. So I think this comes up later as part of the episode where we get like a backstory. So I will save some of this now, but suffice to say that he does.
They at least they commit to the fact that he grew up in Riverdale.
Yes.
Okay.
But him and right. And so we.
But I thought he wasn't originally from Riverdale because you get like the big city Hiram, but
yeah, that's what I thought too. But I mean, maybe this is all kind of like backwards worked in.
Mm-hmm.
So all right. So I will save that and we'll get to that when we get to it.
There we go. Any other thoughts on this episode?
No, it's fun. I mean,
fun.
you're doing your Breakfast Club riff, and
Mhm.
it's very obvious. So, have a good time.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's just like funny because it's like, well, this doesn't track with anything that we're seeing in the present timeline.
But it gives us the history.
Yeah, exactly. It's just like, but it wasn't a cult when you were doing it.
No. So you're like, why are you so
You were
afraid
just
of
playing
it
games.
now?
Yeah.
It's very strange.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and you can understand why they'd want to do it here because it's like, well, we have a community.
Yeah.
It brought us together.
Yeah.
Where you don't get that in the present timeline.
Well, and it's also so a trope that I live for is the found family trope. Like,
Mhm.
I love a found family trope. Give me a found family trope every single day of the week. I will eat it up. And so, like, I think that's what's fun about, like, a story like that. But it does really play with that Breakfast Club thing at the end where it's like, but would we still be friends if we weren't in here right now?
Mm-hmm.
But these people, like, would, and some of them were already, so it doesn't, like, 100% work that well, because it's like they're already friends, some of them.
Yeah. But then it's like everybody just split apart after this.
Yeah.
But we're like FP and Fred still friends?
We assume so because they were friends before.
Yeah, and then they start a business together.
Yeah.
So it seems
And
like
they raised their sons together.
Yeah. So it seems like the dark path didn't happen until later, but now we're writing it as like it immediately happened after this in high school.
Well, I wonder if they stayed friends, but like others didn't, is kind of how I took it.
I meant FP joining the Serpents.
Well, but he says he was in and out of it a lot when he was younger.
Okay. Right, because then he joins the military or something, I think.
Yeah, I think he joins the military at one point.
Okay.
Well,
you can find this podcast on all your audio podcast platforms of choice at Dead Ends. You can also find us on YouTube, where you can see us in the video version. Sorry, no Wikipedia scrolling today. And that is at dead_ends. Then you can leave a comment there, talk to us. We like talking to people in the comments. But if you'd prefer not to leave a comment on YouTube and you'd like to discuss something, you can send us an email at deadendspcast@gmail.com. And what else am I missing?
Blue Sky.
Oh yeah, follow us on Blue Sky at dead-ends. I should probably post on there more because it is, but at least you see when the episodes go live. So there you go.
We've been busy.
Yeah,
we're getting back.
exactly. We're getting back in the
on
groove.
it. Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
we're recording this basically around when we normally want to record it.
Mm-hmm.
Life is looking good.
That's right.
We are not feeling stressed.
No.
We're just like Fred, man. We're just chilling.
Yeah, exactly. Bro, chill out. It's all good. Totally fine.
Nothing's fine. It's very bad outside, and I hope you're well
I
wherever
hope
you
you're well
are.
as well. And that's it.
Well, we don't fit in,
We're not gonna fit in.
and we love you.
We love you so much.
Bye.